You've got a circle of jerks. Big day today for GI Joe fans. We're just gonna dive right into it. I was gonna introduce you guys, like almost like a strip show, like have you guys come on stage, and now welcoming Punk to the stage. Maybe we'll do that next time. What do you guys feel?
People, you're not even gonna be here next time, so screw you.
All right, well. Next time I'm on. How's that sound? I'm gonna need your intro music. You look like a Motley Crue kind of girl, and
me? I'm sick of it all, guy.
Sick of it all. All right, and then what about you,
I'll
Terry?
I'll give you the $1 for the song.
What about me, dude?
Yeah.
When I'm put on the spot, I can't think of anything at all.
So if I do. Now, welcome to the stage, the lovely Terry. You can't think of
Terry's Tatas?
Yeah. Well, maybe we could do a bubbles filter. So when you guys are coming on, like bubbles come up on the screen or something. I don't know. Is that a thing?
You couldn't figure out the circles last week, and you want to put like bubbles with us coming on and stuff?
No, and I still can't figure stuff out. And
we have to blow our own bubbles.
Yeah, I heard you blew bubbles as a kid. Well, I hear he's back in town. That was terrible.
Yes, it was.
So of course we're waiting on Toy Optics again. So we're probably just going to dive into our topic. But before we do, let's say hi to the chat. Stanley, what's going on? I'll be home after my dental. Right? Okay. I'm not sure how to respond. Go ahead, Tar.
David's going to kill me. I put the wrong name in my title. And I don't know why.
I think you can fix it, can't you?
Maybe.
Yeah, so we got action figure addict. We got Menjoza. I'll get it right one day. We got Tristan in the house. We got a toy kind of mood. I did say that right this week, right? We got Yojo reviews. Snake armor was insane, cool and huge. We'll touch on that briefly. We got Derek. We got more from Action Figure Addict. We got more from Derek. U.S. Combat Dojo. That's a pretty cool name. Kevin's here. What's up, Kevin? Tony's Figs. David, Woody, and then Hosa.
And the Island Viper.
Oh, and the Island Viper. Woody.
Wait a minute. You have to say
then Hosa.
Introduce yourself, Terry. Terry, introduce yourself.
Thanks for joining in with Baldy Locks Reviews, A Punk with Toys, and the Island Viper.
I love how I still laugh every time I can see one of your things.
It is so ridiculous, man. So the first thing, obviously, we want to talk about all the massive brand new information that dropped today. Things we never knew were coming. So we do want to talk about that. But the biggest, I think a bigger topic is pre-orders and sellouts, and I guess the idea behind them and what people think. I know, Terry, you just had a video that touched on Pulse, right?
Yeah.
What can you say? Like, give us the synopsis.
Absolutely disgusting. Now, I mean, it was no surprise that the Diver 2-pack sold out within, what was it, like 6-7 minutes, and it was completely gone on Pulse.
I was
That's
shocked by
because
that.
it's not a Pulse exclusive. It's a Target exclusive. As a matter of
Mhm.
fact, I think that it's still up on Target. A lot of people don't like to use Target because they keep pinging your account for money. But, I mean, the quantity that Pulse had available was very small. Now, also take into consideration the reduction in the amount of toys that Hasbro is producing, and you have situations like this where items like the 2-pack sell out in 5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah. So yeah, let's just get right into the topic because that is the topic. And you know, I did the joke kind of description. It's your fault you missed Crystal Ball. So how do you like in today's day and age, whether Hasbro drops the ball with actually alerting people or what? What do you guys think? Do you think it's on the collector that wants it?
Yes.
All right, Punk. Tell me why.
All right. So I've said before, I truly do believe that half the G.I. Joe collectors are G.I. Joe collectors. They're not toy collectors. All right. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But you have to learn how this community and how, not the community, but how this hobby works.
It's not a community. Let me just stop you there. But go ahead.
How this hobby works. All right. We should by now know exactly what they're going to do. I've already heard people complaining that why do I have Hasbro Pulse Premium if they can't tell me till 4 o'clock, when these things went live. It is all over the place. It is all over the place. Again, when you were talking about Once a Man Cobra Commander, or what was the other one? The guy with the wings.
Nemesis Immortal.
Nemesis Immortal, right? Those sold out insanely quick, and it was really stupid. They shouldn't have done, 5 per person or whatever it was, right? Those I can understand you being kind of pissed off about it because a lot of people didn't even have a chance to. But when it comes to something like Crystal Ball, you had time on Hasbro Pulse, even though it was a short amount of time. It's not a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. It's in Walmart. And it was up on Walmart long enough to get it.
Yeah.
We all knew when it was coming.
Well, I will say, right before we went live, it was still available on Target.
Yeah.
It's not now.
Okay, so if it finally sold out on Target, it was up for quite some time. Breaker went really quick. Like I forgot about Breaker.
It was up for 4 to 5 hours on Target, and everybody acts like Target stuff isn't going to restock too. So
yeah. Now,
well, I talked about this. Target compared to Walmart. Walmart, I feel like if you don't get it on pre-order, you're probably never going to see it. Target, on the other hand, it'll be there that day that the street date is, because they'll have them in the back.
I'm just gonna wait for a good price at Ross.
And you do that.
Ross has all my toys.
Spec is just joining us. Spec, do you think it's on the collector, or do you think it's on Hasbro, on Target, on Walmart? Whose fault is this when it sells out?
Well, so initially you hope that whatever store puts in a large enough order to appease the masses, right? But they also go by whatever metrics they're using, whether they're accurate or not accurate or whatnot. Ultimately, I think it's on the collector, right? If you really, really, really want something, then you, Punk, did you just give did you give yourself a super chat?
No. No, I went to Baldy.
It's ultimately on the collector, right? I know that we have jobs and we have lives and we have meetings, and somebody said that they were having surgery, and I get all of that, and I'm empathetic to all of that. And when I work, which is rare these days, like I'm I'm not really allowed to be on my phone. If I'm on my phone, I'm getting in trouble because I'm supposed to be focusing on what's happening in front of me.
Same.
So you either find a moment where you're able to walk away, or you hope you're able to walk away, or you have a friend group. You know,
There's that.
I have guys like you. I have another guy, another buddy of mine who's local, who we help each other out all the time. And the day Breaker went live, which we all knew he was going to drop, but like, I guess he wasn't feeling well, whatever. He was up at 3 a.m. He saw Breaker was live. He ordered 2. He texted me. So when I woke up, he was like, "Hey, I ordered 2 breakers in case you weren't able to get one." So you work yourself out a support system. So if you really, really want something, Gesundheit, you figure out how to get it. You may not always win, right? Sometimes you take the loss. Sometimes you buy something and you're able to turn it around and sell it and make money. Sometimes you have to spend more than retail to get what you want.
Right.
I know when I got back into collecting around COVID and all that, I really wanted the movie Ninja Turtles, and they were already off store shelves. And who knew that NECA was I didn't, but re-release them periodically over the years. So I spent more than retail to get them because that's what I wanted at the time. I hated it, but that was the cost of doing business. So you win some, you lose some, right? And you do what you can to mitigate.
And we're not entitled to get everything they put out.
No. Well, I am, but.
Well, so have I, but.
And so am I. I mean, I'm a shill. I get the shit for free anyway.
Right.
Right. Hasbro just ships it in by the truckload, right?
Oh, you guys didn't get the
I got this guy.
FedEx already sent me the snake armor. I just haven't opened it yet.
Oh, I did.
I just did my review.
Mine is in Bay 3. So I have to go unload that truck tomorrow.
Well, they also just sent me version 4 Snake Eyes, so I'll have that review up tonight. Screw you guys.
I didn't know that you. Okay, I didn't get that. I did get version 5 Snake Eyes. Yeah, unbelievable. No, it's a big thing because it's always so. Do you think it's just loud old men or people just being bitches on social media?
I think a lot of it's loud old men yelling at the sky because they just
cloud.
Yeah, a lot of them. I truly believe that a lot of these people, they're not paying any attention to any of this stuff. They're not the ones that were watching the fan stream for whatever reason, didn't feel the need to. But it's like the saying, misery loves company, and you guys know that negativity gets more attention than anything else. Yeah. It's just their hobby is literally just the engagement on social media. They'll buy whenever, but
is it the same people that are actually after it that are bitching, or is it a different group? Because most people in my circle, the circle of jerks that I hang out with, they never have an issue getting these things.
I never have an issue getting any of it.
There are people that are more committed to getting stuff. And because of that, and again, it's no knock on someone who's not as committed as you or I to getting this, but they feel like, well, if everyone else is able to get it, I should just be able to get it. But it's like I make the choice to make sure that I'm getting this stuff because I collect it and I want it. If you're not willing to do it, that's fine, but you can't bitch about it. I mean, you can because we see it, but don't bitch about it because I don't want to hear about it. Spec doesn't want to hear about it. Like, no one wants to hear about it because it's like we've all had the ability to get this. And this is not new. This is not the early days of classified where, oh, shit, we don't know when it's going to drop or if it's going to sell out or the sites are going to crash, right?
It's not standing in line in front of Target before they open.
Yeah. Right. We're 5 years into the line. We all know the line is doing healthy. I mean, the line is dead. It's been dead for a while, but the zombie portions of the line are still moving, right? So there's some longevity in here. But one advice I would give to people is, a lot of us work and a lot of us can't be on our phones or at a computer to order. but network.
We work, we have kids, we have other things. Like I own a business that I run outside of this. I have my family time. There's plenty of other shit that I do, and still I can put in the absolute minimal amount of effort that it takes to get on here and get this stuff.
Yeah, look at this guy.
Your bathroom break at work, and
Yeah.
U.S. Combat Dojo. When the vamp went up, I was on vacation in Athens, Greece. There's a 9-hour time change, so I set my alarm to get up in the night in order to order it, so I didn't miss it.
how dare you, sir? Why would you use common sense to get that? That
Exactly.
makes
Okay,
If you really want something, you're going to get it. I equate it to car theft, right? I do what I can to protect my car, any car I've ever had, so that a thief wouldn't come and take it. But if a thief really fucking wants it, he's going to get it.
and I do what I can to steal your car.
Yeah, but it's not the amount of work that some of these people act like it is to get this stuff. It's not like a return on investment for trying to put in the quote unquote work to make orders. Like I watched the fan stream from 11 to 12, and then I took care of other shit that I had to do from noon to 1. And then at 1, I logged in. I had both of the exclusives within 5 minutes tops from Pulse. I made an order from Target just because, but my as soon as the fan stream was over, my rep from Entertainment Earth called me and told me they were going up. The mainline figures told me they were going up for sale. He knew what I was going to order. He was just confirming.
Mhm.
We chit-chatted for a minute. I had my order in, and that was it.
so
But not all of us have that opportunity.
Right.
Barry.
Not all of you have that opportunity, but you have me.
okay, quickly, this chat here. Now, Woody, I do not watch the streams, or I don't watch the chats with the streams. I gotta say, and I know people have an issue with Emily. Well, first off, I've heard people discuss the way she looks. First off, I have seen most of you fuckers, and I'm not talking to you, Woody, because I know you. I've seen most of you fuckers on Facebook. You have no right to criticize anyone on how they fucking look. And second off, these types of people, and Woody, you know this, they are the first to fucking cower when you say, you know what? Why don't you fucking say that to her? If you said that to Lenny, he'd fucking kill you.
Yeah.
That guy, he looks at her as a little fucking sister. And
That's
either way, it doesn't matter.
One of the things that these people don't even think about is the fact that if it wasn't for her, she's the one that listened to them when they cried and pissed and moaned about the retro looking stuff.
Okay.
Right.
I want you to go back up to Just Jeff because he asked a very logical question that I love to address here. It says, not a lifelong Joe guy. Does it bother any of you that there aren't new characters? Everything we've seen has been released one way or another. How much will nostalgia keep you interested? Now, they tried doing new stuff, and the fans didn't want it. They whined and cried. I don't want the gold. I don't want the Nerf guns. I don't want this. All right. One thing that we're seeing right now, because I think what's happening is the majority of these people coming into the Joe community and collecting, they're Joe collectors. They just want what was from the past. I want them to continue to make new figures while sprinkling this in. The same way that I talked about Mask. All right, do three old Mask vehicles and then throw in a new one because, like I said, since 1985, they've made a lot of new cars.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So why not do that?
But I'm gonna argue because they have given us some new characters, right? They gave us the Wolf Spider, Parth Varma. They gave us Jungle Tracker.
Yep.
They gave us now. I know Wreckage.
Shadow Tracker.
Shadow
Tracker was from like the 40, but that's fine. Like they're not
Return
pulling from the O-ring,
right? And
Right.
the same with
Agent Helix. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, Agent Helix. I know Wreckage was a 4-inch figure or whatever, like con exclusive or something like that. But
Right.
like, not something that everybody really had. Who
But
else?
it's not based off the O-ring stuff, and
The
I
Mole
think
Rats.
that's where they need to go. Yeah,
Shooter. So I mean, they have, And I do think that by and large, most of those figures were pretty well receptive. You know, people had their critiques, shooters, sneakers, or whatever. I think it's a great figure. But you know, they are giving us new stuff. They're sprinkling it in lightly. I think the fans want, and I think even Lenny wants. Lenny has an agenda. He wants to give us new stuff, but he has a list of old stuff he wants to give us, like version 4 Snake Eyes that got dropped today. So it's a battle of that plus a budget.
Well, you also have people like you guys already touched on. All they want are 6-inch versions of a certain time period of G.I. Joe. The other thing is, this is where Hasbro is fucking up. All right, so shit.
Whoa! We do not criticize Hasbro here.
Oh my god, I can't believe I
shut down the stream. You know
I
that,
just
right?
unshielded myself. No, they where they're fucking up is they're not going on after a younger demographic.
And I agree with that.
If we keep going in the direction that we are going, classified line is not only going to be dead, the IP is going to be dead and buried with us because nobody's going to want this shit in your garage, and it's just going to go out. You know, when you're paying $200 for Serpentor, your wife or your loved ones are going to be selling it for $10. Clear.
And most of the stuff that they put out completely lacks any context whatsoever.
So
here we go. Here's a.
But here's something different though that I think a lot of people haven't realized. They had a much smaller budget when they started, and that budget has grown because of how the product is. But now, even though they haven't said it, and I wish they would, they are starting to pull from the Energon universe. Now, whether or not the Energon universe is pulling from them or vice versa, they now have a new media, not just a Real American Hero that they can pull from, but they now have a whole new universe. And I think in time we're going to start to see them pull from there. But just tell us. That's my biggest thing. Stop hiding it. Say, hey, you know what? Classified is going to be based after the Energon universe, the retro carded ones. That is going to be based after Real American Hero. And then we're going to have some things that are sprinkled in from the cartoon or just weird, odd things. Boom, I'm good.
Yeah,
I think. Sorry,
then you've got a comic that you can go to, you can read and figure out what these characters are, what they represent. Like this comment that you just highlighted here, Baldy.
Here, I'll read it because I was going to touch on it. Edward is saying, but they hijack our favorite characters and change them so much. Like turn Salvo into a fat Samoan. Just make a new Samoan character. Now, I get where you're coming from. So it's kind of like making, changing up certain characters, Bruce Wayne, James Bond, just to change them, right?
Yeah.
There's certain characters that are legacy characters, right? But they can do it right. They did it with Spider-Man. They did it with Miles Morales. That's still the standard of doing it right.
That's what makes that Spider-Man so special. Is Miles Morales is Spider-Man, but he's a completely different character. They didn't say we have to take Peter Parker and change him. They said, hey, let's make a new character that is completely different. DC did it with Robin, right? That is why they killed off Jason Todd, because he was a completely different character and people hated how he acted. And then they brought in
Tim Drake.
Tim Drake, right? So even though they've kept the same outfit, they've changed the character. That is perfectly fine. But I'm with you. Like, let's not change certain characters.
If it's a moniker, right? That's fine. But people don't want a new Snake Eyes. We already saw that with Kamakura, right?
Yeah. Snake Eyes is Snake Eyes. Storm Shadow is Storm Shadow. People weren't mad that there was an Asian guy that played the new Snake Eye. People weren't mad that there was an Asian guy that played Snake Eyes. They were mad because him being a blonde white guy was part of what made him so special.
Right.
Being brought into the Rashikage. Just like the people that wanted to change, that talked about changing Magneto. And they're like, we want to change him. No, Magneto is Jewish. That is why he is who he is, right?
Yep.
You can't change. You can, but you shouldn't. I don't want to see Alfred as an Asian. I'm sorry. All right. He's an English butler or whatever. I don't know where he's from.
Yeah, but
British. It was
so
MI6.
we're all saying
British,
sort of the
English,
same
whatever.
thing. Bring in characters. Don't change them. Just change them.
Yes, don't change shit to just. I've said this about movies. I don't care if there's a gay couple, bisexual, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. But how does it progress the story? If you're just trying to shoehorn it in, what do I care? It doesn't matter. But
It's just checking boxes for the sake of checking boxes.
yes,
I
progress
like
the
this one.
story.
I just want to read this one. Go home, Baldy Locks. I am home.
He's in his mom's basement.
I'm in my mom's basement.
But I will also counter argue, and I agree with a lot of the points that you're saying. But a character like Salvo, right? I had Salvo as a kid. He was a great he was the bald, and I wasn't even bald yet. Big bald dude with the giant 4 rocket launcher.
Oh,
Nobody
yeah,
wants
I
to
know
bald
it.
guy.
Brown t-shirt. He was
He's the one. He has the knife on his.
No.
No,
don't
that
think so.
was Backblast.
Yes. Okay. I don't backlash. I like him.
And so, like, as Baldy was alluding to, like, he's not a legacy character, right? So if somebody rewrites or changes or whatever, like, I don't care if they make him Samoan. Like, it's not anything that has a direct effect on play or story, or maybe it has an effect on story, but in a more positive way, or like, I don't know, but it's not something that I'm gonna get in a gruff about.
Yeah, so I think that's a bad example. And I'm sure there are kids that love Salvo, but again, I know the name, but I couldn't tell you who he is. And maybe that makes me a bad GI Joe collector. I'm not sure.
It makes you not a true fan. You're not a true fan.
That's not true because I have not only do I have an aircraft carrier, I have my childhood one, which makes me more of a fan than you. That's what
I have a Defiant. Yeah.
Yeah, we are
Is it-
way off.
Is it
We're
your
not
childhood
even
one?
No,
We're
I got
not
rid
even
of
on
that.
topic.
What did you expect? You seen my Monday show? There is no such thing as staying on top.
So, well, listen. Let's go back to topic for us. Oh, damn it! Sorry, Terry. Let's go
My
back
little
on
girl's
topic.
looking,
You know what?
looking in the window.
Terry, you smiling like that reminds me of like those game show, like the game shows when they would focus and you're like,
Oh, I like this point, and I agree with it, but I still. So the problem is all of the original line characters had a file card and a story wheel.
Let her come in.
I agree with that.
And I know we all want the file cards, and we all miss the file cards and the multi-language thing that they didn't have to contend with in the 80s and 90s. And it'd be great if they got the website working where you could at least scan the QR code and hey there, and have like an actual backstory. But at least if you do watch the streams or whatever, Lenny like tries to give you some of the backstory, or they're in the comics. So if we get characters like Risk, we'll have his backstory. But it is something that made G.I. Joe, and it's something that we all kind of dearly miss and would love to see.
I'm with you on that one because I know when I had Lenny on Thursday with a friend, and I asked about, did he ever think about making that Cobra Island roadblock heavy duty? He said no, and he told the story that he's wearing a chef's cap, and he's got the big beard because he's been in the woods for like 3 months, and it's like, and everyone in the chat, because it was a pre-recorded, but they're watching it, they're all like, oh my god, like that story explained why that figure looked like that.
Yeah, but I know we have a young audience person here right now, so I'll watch my mouth. But why didn't they share that story? That's what's pissing people off.
I don't think that they really had a way to share that story. I don't think they had quite figured it out yet.
They couldn't figure out social media.
Nope.
Yeah. See, that's
Hey, look at the age demographic. No, I mean,
I'm still on dial-up, so I have no room to talk.
Digital file cards.
Spirit cannot beat Storm Shadow. All right, I don't care. No,
Yes,
he
he can.
can't. That's why the cartoon is not even close to being canon.
All right, well, let's get people back on track. First, I want to address this the super chat here. This comes from Punk with Toys. Here's I think that's new to the chat. Here's $2 for my intro song Baldy. That's directed at me. I've never heard of this guy. All right, we will look into that after this stream. But back to the pre-order thing. I had a guy message me. I had a couple guys message me asking me if I grabbed extra crystal balls. So this is how not to do it. Okay. These people have never helped me in the past. If you haven't helped me in the past, why would I continue to help you? You understand? I've
preface that with you have helped them in the past.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I totally messed that up. But yes, I have helped these guys in the past. And when I say helped, I don't mean secondary. I usually, if I sell something, I sell it for what I paid for. I usually include a screenshot if somebody ever challenges me on it. Early on, with all the delays, we were importing stuff that we wanted to. And sometimes you offset your cost, or you split it with people so that it doesn't cost that much. It brings it down closer to retail. That's something I did a lot early on. I would hook people up. But after a while, if I hook you up 5 times and you haven't grabbed me something later, I'm not your personal shopper.
I mean,
yeah, you get like not so much as a thank you or anything.
You get a thank you, but like, I don't get, hey, listen, I know you said you worked this day. I'm going to order these for pre-order. Don't worry about it. Or I've got you. Now you're out of you're out of that circle of trust, right?
Yeah.
But I figured we do a show together. You could at least help me out again. But that's fine if that's how you want to do this. Next time that you want to do, like,
we have our chats. We have all helped each other in some way, right?
No, I'm with you 100%. But that's how a lot of these people are. And yes, I'm using those people.
Well,
that's how a lot of them are.
People?
What?
What do you mean by these people?
Selfish bastards. Your kid's out of the room, I hope. No,
yes, he is.
A lot of these people, they just feel like everyone should help them. Well, yeah. I don't feel the need to help anyone. I'm more than willing to if you hit me up. And if you're going to ask somebody to help you, you need to offer like, hey, I'll throw in some money for a finder's fee.
Right.
Even if you're not going to accept it, right?
Yeah, listen, I had dudes help me out that did not want extra money, but I sent them extra money and I said, look, at least get a coffee on me.
Before we became friends, when I got something, I don't remember what it was that you wanted. I picked you up something. Oh, it was short round. I got you short round.
Wait, I only collect G.I. Joe.
It's a deadline anyway.
Yeah, short round. I remember.
And I was just like, it's X amount with shipping. And you sent me an extra $5. I was like, no, I don't want an extra $5. And you're like, go get a cup of coffee on me or whatever. And I was like, I don't want an extra $5. Like, I'm not doing this to make. But you sent it anyway, which was very gracious of you.
Well, it's little things like that. So you're more willing to help somebody who says, hey, let me buy you a coffee or something. And most of us say, nah, we don't need to do that, or we'll exchange and we'll sell, we'll trade stuff in the mail.
You're not asking for hey, well, send me 50 and I'll send you this $25 figure.
Wait,
but someone sends you an extra 5. You're going, cool.
For a second. Is Canada a real place?
Eventually it will be the 50th state again.
50.
We just talked about
50th because we're getting rid of Ohio.
Oh,
yes.
So
Ohio is becoming a parking lot.
Yes, the stars and bars have to stay the same. So to bring in Canada as a state, we need to get rid of one, and we all know it's got to be Ohio.
I can give you other states that are worse than Ohio to get rid of.
No, there's not.
Trust me. I've lived in Ohio. I don't love it, but there are worse states.
Do you guys really want to go to war with this? So the bottom line is you have a strong hand in getting these figures. Don't Don't offer me figures you got on clearance at Ross. We're all in the same community. We all know they're on clearance.
Yeah.
Not unless I want them. If I want a bunch of Zorana to maybe customize, that's one
But
thing.
I bought an
That's
entire cartload of them. What am I going to do with them?
I found a bunch of her at Ross, and I actually didn't pick any of those up. But I got
Yeah,
a million
that's
fucking
somebody-
besties and stalkers.
Like make a solid, fair offer. You know what I mean? Like somebody the other day reached out and they had a knockoff Snake Supreme, a knockoff Regal Cobra Commander, and they were looking for a sealed Snow Serpent Deluxe, whatever. I had one and I said, all right. I was like, you know what? I want to customize something. I can use those pieces. And he threw in a couple other things. So you can help each other out. It's got to be a conversation, you know? Network, guys. Network.
And I think that's lost on a lot of people, man. I've mentioned that to people before. The whole networking thing. Like, if you truly are having problems being able to get on and get this stuff, make friends with people. Like, it's not that hard to make friends on the internet. I make friends on the internet every day.
Friends or enemies?
Yes. But it's seriously, it's not that hard. I've got, multiple chat groups that I'm in where I talk to these people on a daily basis. You guys are one of those groups. And like,
oh, I know.
In those groups can help each other out.
We can help each other out. Now, I'm going to hit some of these slides because I stressed about putting this together and we're not even on topic.
Yes.
And I didn't really stress. And listen, we kind of talked on this. We're going to talk just one more time on it. We all know what today was. The Joe stream got pushed back. So we're going to touch on that a little bit. Right. But I didn't even have a chance to open the show and just tell everybody I straight up was 100% wrong. Now, other guys will go in and delete shit and say whatever. And eventually this is going to come right. But I'm sorry if I got anybody excited. I thought today they were going to announce the Thunder Machine. Now, maybe in 2 years they will, and we can come back to this and say that I was a freaking genius. But chances are it's not going to be 2 years. I still think it's within this calendar year. We'll hear something about the Thunder Machine. But I legit thought that was the big announcement today. And thank you, Jeff. That touches me right here.
So quickly there, before we move too far, Terry. So you asked who is Toy Habits crew? Toy Habits is another. It's another channel. Really good.
I know who Toy Habits is, but who is the crew so that I can get in with them and have them get stuff free so I can stop working.
Hey, if you just network with Mike or Michael or Toy Sorceress.
Oh, if you say you like something on YouTube, you get it for free. You didn't know that?
No.
Well, see, you're always complaining about Pulse costing $50. Like, come on, man. I love Pulse, and they give it to you for free.
If you say I love a lot of things, they give it to you for free.
Yeah.
I love Lamp.
I was gonna say I love you long time, but I guess I love Lamp is more accurate.
I'm sorry. Slides.
So there's my outline on Crystal Ball there. So I didn't ask you guys. Did you all secure your balls?
I sure did. Two
balls secured.
I secured my balls.
All right, that's awesome. Here was another digital render that the great Antonio on Instagram. That is Tony from the G.I. Joe team. He shared this today. But I mean, it's sold out. The funny thing is, how many of you guys heard other people say that this was going to be a peg warmer and they didn't want it? But now everybody's upset they didn't get it.
probably the same people that are complaining that they can't get a vamp for under $300, yet the vamp sat up there right until it started shipping.
Yeah.
Right.
Talk to Baldy about the vamp.
What
Wow,
about
you
that vamp? I just got another one at a great price too. I got it for retail, including shipping.
Yeah.
Which was fantastic. So if you network enough and you talk to enough people, you can get good prices. That's really the bottom line here, that you have a hand. If you miss out on something, you have a hand. But I will say it now. How do I single myself with the slide? It keeps going to Terry.
Well, go back to
Well,
the.
you have to be at the top. You have to be at the top.
Oh, I have to be at the top. All
Yeah.
right. Wait, who did that?
Me.
Beck? All right. I'm going to say this right now to anybody listening. I'll single myself out. You freaking loose. No, I'm just kidding. What I wanted to say is I did end up through networking with an extra crystal ball. So I will give this away since it is being given to me. I will give the one I bought away. It depends on how you look at it. I'm either getting one free and I'm paying for one, but I will give one away to somebody on my channel at some point. Do I have to put a number on it, Larry? Like, do I have to be at 3,000 subscribers, or do I just do it?
I mean, I'm not a big fan of giving stuff away to get people to sub to your channel. That is, I mean, you become a giveaway channel.
Okay.
And YouTube doesn't like it either. So I say, you know what? When I get this, we're going to give it away.
Okay. So I do not need more subs. As a matter of fact, you can unsub.
I didn't say that you don't need subs. That's not what I said.
Subs?
How much do I have to spend on promotions to get where I need to be?
Ooh, that is a good question. Maybe there's someone in the chat that can answer that. I don't know.
Do I pay $1,000
around
to
10,000.
promote giving away a crystal ball?
I'd go with a negative on that, Ghost Rider, but it's up to you.
Okay. So listen, you guys all heard it here. If you go over to my channel at some point, once in hand, I will figure out a creative way to give one away. Okay.
I will say this. Anyone that is watching on any of the channels, you should be subscribed to all of the channels because we all do similar content. So if
you know, I do want to say like and subscribe, but you know what? I want you to go live your best life. If you don't want to like this at all, you don't have to hit the button. Maybe it's a pain in the ass. Don't do it.
Viper Scott has, I like what he's saying. Sell it and use the money to buy subs. Problem solved.
Nice.
So I've actually given away stuff in my Facebook groups before, like sub to my channel, post proof in the comments that you are subscribed. That's your entry to win this. And it's gotten engagement for not only the channel, but also for the Facebook group.
I like engagement.
I've used it for that stuff before.
All right. So maybe we'll, you guys can walk me through this when we go to do it.
I've given away, I know that I gave away a 00 Snake Eyes when they came out. I gave one of those away. Several different figures. Like I've done it 5 or less times.
Yeah, but are you giving it away for everything? It's like, hey, you know what? I need to hit this many subs. I'm going to give this away next. And then I'm going to. No. That's what I'm talking about. Because I've given stuff away too. You know?
No. I mean, it's literally just been like if you're already subscribed, you're entered to win. Just post proof in the comments. And it's, work to gain new subscribers.
And listen, I'm bitching about the networking and doing it correctly, right? But I actually do. I like giving stuff or hooking up a fellow collector. I like being hooked up. I like getting free stuff from Gridiron. I like getting free stuff from Hasbro. I love getting free stuff from Battleverse. I love getting free stuff from Monsters Inc. No, Monster Force, Fresh Monkey Fiction.
Operation Monster Force.
Operation Monsters Inc.
Yeah. Action Figure Addict, he's asking, buy subs, who buy subs? I don't know, but it's sad when people do.
Okay, hang on.
Bands are really, really into buying subs. I know from when I was in a band, we didn't buy subs, and Facebook wanted you to pay to even promote your posts. So I don't know if any of you guys have ever ran pages before or not, but if you have a page for something like,
all I know is I haven't gone to Subway in years, so subs are dead. Nobody eats subs anymore. It's find a new sandwich. Paninis are where it's at.
And you'd
even
be
to get
surprised.
visibility for the people that follow your page, they wanted you to pay to promote it.
You don't
Well,
like Jimmy
you'd be
John's?
surprised how much info I put up on my page that gets zero engagement.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm on MySpace, but still, you would think.
I heard
I
MySpace is coming
put that
back.
playlist together.
Oh my god. I want to answer some questions real quick.
Go ahead.
Toy Matrix, is this guy up for pre-order? He was referring to Crystal Ball. He was up for pre-order last week, and he is now sold out. But
Now he just sits there looking pretty.
yeah, I assume he'll go in and out on the Walmart app once he ships, which is supposedly next month. And then Clint, what are all the channels? So obviously we've got Larry, a punk with toys.
Yeah, let's do it like this. You point. That's a punk with toys. Your toy optic.
No, I'm pointing
Wait,
that way.
Other hand. Turn the other way.
hand. Are you trying to do Terry?
On my screen, it's pointing at Terry.
It
And
is.
you're doing it wrong.
In my screen, it's Baldy, Terry, me, and Larry. So like I'm pointing at Terry. Okay, so is it that way?
I love people saying, "What the fuck?"
I'm
am I
pointing at
watching?"
Spec. Well, I'm pointing at Spec right now.
Yeah, a little
So
deeper.
that-
No, see, now you're pointing at the side of the screen. I'm the other way on my screen.
Okay.
No,
well,
yeah.
your toy optics. He's currently the Island Viper. Can you say it one more time?
The Island Viper. That character's not
that's
going
the
away,
punk
but
with
the
toys.
channel name is probably going to change. It was
Yeah.
never meant to stay that, so it's. I might put up a poll in GI Joe Classified Marketplace or something and let people add suggestions or help pick the name or something like that.
Well, we should probably change this show's name from Circle of Jerks to a shit show. I'm not sure if YouTube will put that in the algorithm, but who knows? You guys want to dive into this is the last thing I think that people probably missed out on today, but it was up all day long. Not on Pulse, though. That's the thing.
Is it out on Target now?
It's out on Target. It just went out.
Yeah, it's sold out.
It
So
was
I'm
on
surprised.
while we were in the studio before going live, and then it sold out.
Well,
So
that's
this
the thing. Is
surprises-
this is another set that everybody bitches and moans about. I don't need divers. I don't need the cartoon. I don't need the Mass Device piece. But
Why
it's a
are they
good
yellow?
It's a good looking set. I got one. I wanted at least one. And so, you know, all these people were secretly like, okay, I'm going to say I don't like it, but I actually kind of like it. And when it goes
Right.
up for order, I'm going to get some FOMO and I'm going to get it. As witnessed, it sold out in what, 6 minutes on Pulse this morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that
it's not a
shocked me.
Pulse exclusive. It's a
I
Target
know.
exclusive. So,
But if it
Pulse
wasn't
only got
that-
so many.
I know, but if it wasn't a desired thing, I don't think it would have gone as quick.
Is it? I mean, I'll be honest with you. I wanted it just because it's part of the GI Joe Classified line. I already have my divers. You know, I do like the homage to the Mass Device. I do want the Mass Device part, but I was only ordering 2 anyway. I was surprised with how quick it sold out on Pulse, but I went right over to Target and it was up for half a day.
Yeah, it was up for 5 or 6 hours on Target. Well, about 5 hours on Target.
Yeah.
And it will show up at Target again, I'm sure.
Oh, dude, this is going. Listen, guys, anybody that missed this today, you're gonna have plenty of opportunities to get this.
Same
Don't
with
worry
Breaker.
about it.
Same with Breaker.
And Breaker.
It'll show up.
I did not do any pictures of Breaker because
Well, you
Breaker
didn't
was 2 weeks ago and I completely forgot about it.
But we don't need to. I'm just saying, due to the pre-order, Target is different. Walmart, who knows, right? You might be shit out of luck and buying that thing on eBay. All right.
Yep.
But Target, they'll be there that street date because they'll have them in the back and they will not bring them out if you show up a day early.
Well, these are all like, okay, so we got like Ken saying, everybody saying they want the hard water piece. You can get that and easily sell the divers because there are
people
people
going to
that
get the
want an
divers
army
and sell
build.
the piece.
Yeah, I mean that's an easy sale right there. Yeah, and listen, if it says sold out on Pulse and it's a shared exclusive, the main store actually has the larger amount. And everybody freaking out about Crystal Ball. Let me go back to Crystal Ball. If you guys noticed anything in the past, who is it? Who came with the Ram, the Night Force Ram? Shockwave. Sold out. He was gone for a while, came back. People were able to get him on clearance.
Dude, I saw him buying that for like $12.
Yeah. All the Night Force characters, except for what? Range Viper?
Yeah.
So these characters will go in and out of stock. You're going to be able to get it. If you can't wait or if you're worried about it, make a trade offer. Maybe somebody's got a Crystal Ball and you have a Range Viper that they didn't get. Make a trade offer.
So Bad Wolf says he will return. And now this makes me want Hasbro to do the whole Marvel thing at the end where they say so-and-so will return. And then they can have like Crystal Ball will return. Like that would be awesome. Even better if they know he's not going to come back in the stock.
You're a jerk.
Yes.
You're such a jerk.
The perfect Cobra plan.
So, do you guys want to get into a little bit from today?
Well, yeah, that's what we're here for.
Oh, yeah. You know what, guys? Crystal Ball is an army builder. So when they have it maxed at 5, it's an army builder. Just look at this picture. He's the new Mysterio. He can project himself several times. This is why people are buying 5, 10, 15, 20. 20 is overkill, though.
Hey, you know what exclusive is still available?
What's that?
Snake armor.
I could have sworn you were going to say D's nuts. We're going to get to we're going to get to the snake armor in a second. Let's go to today. What did you guys think?
Buddy.
This brand new information. Well, Snake Eyes version 4, not new information. Colonel Hawk, we all kind of saw coming.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you did the HMS, you knew there's no reason for them to do that. They haven't finished the OG-13. We know they're going to. The reason why they don't do it right now is because they don't want people to leave the line. I mean, it's actually smart.
Yeah,
I was super excited for this because my my Colonel Hawk, my O-ring, actually has one of the accessory pack Stalker submachine guns. So I was super happy to see that they're giving it to him.
Well, was this a surprise for anybody today?
I was shocked, yeah. Not shocked that it came. I think we all knew it was going to come, but I was shocked that it showed up today and there was never a talk of it.
Like this kind of shock?
No, not the shocker. Not the shocker.
I was shocked. We all knew an HMS was coming. I guess I wanted a Colonel Hawk. I just didn't expect the announcement of a Colonel Hawk.
Not right now.
But I don't know why, but I just really like Colonel Hawk. I never had him as a kid, and I didn't even know that there was a Colonel Hawk figure until way into the line, because I came in just after the OG-13, and so General Hawk was my first exposure to Hawk. And I think by the time I learned there was a Colonel Hawk, we were on the V3 Hawk or whatever with the wings and the helmet and everything.
Okay. Well, it was 86, right? 86 when General Hawk came out?
General Hawk, 85 or 86, somewhere
85 or 86. And
I think 86.
I think a lot of people never put it together because we were children. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
I
A
knew.
lot of people
I
didn't
did.
get them. Sorry?
I knew only because I hated
'Cause you're a
Duke.
true freaking fan. All right, chill.
Well, exactly. No, I only knew because I hated Duke. So I hated him, and I read the file cards. I knew that he was an 06, which was a colonel. So when General Hawk came out, I knew it was the same character. That's the only reason why I knew.
Yeah. And so I discovered, because, I grew up in the Army and I was learning about rank designation and alphanumeric equivalencies and all the other. And so, like, we knew that
Thanks,
Hawk
Eric.
was a general, and then somebody had him and had the file card, and he was like, no, that's Hawk. And I was like, no way, he's blonde. He's like, it's not Hawk. And they're like, yeah, that's Hawk. And they're like, so I read the file card, and it was like Colonel Hawk, and I thought that was awesome. And I think at the time my dad was a lieutenant colonel, and he eventually retired as a full colonel. So I've always kind of like just had this weird, I just really like Hawk as a colonel. I think and I guess I never paid that much attention to the file cards. I know that they've done it with other Joes, but the fact that they promoted a Joe through the toy line, I thought was really cool. And so I just, it was a really nice surprise. I'm super happy to get it.
Yeah,
I want to pose a question here.
no.
Why did Hasbro include a named figure with the G.I. Joe missile launcher?
Did you see my comment?
I thought they were, yeah, I saw your.
Wait, did I miss
They
something
were
in the
only going to
comments?
include troop builders with these kinds of items. and your Jesus. Fucking use Google before asking dumb questions.
This fucking community drives me nuts. You can waste my fucking time by filling my feed, but you can't just Google it. You're on the same device and you can Google it. Oh my god! Like,
It's the need for interaction. It's that need for conversation.
No, the interaction and the engagement is fine. And you know what? Sometimes somebody is legitimately asking. So,
And I think that he was legitimately asking.
Man, I was
It's just
legitimately
Larry
trying
out
to
there
use
making
fucking
friends.
Google.
Terry, was that in the comments of the show or somewhere else?
That was in one of the Facebook groups.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, yeah.
I hate those. Oh my god! It's a simple Google search, and it'll explain to you why.
Yeah, but you're a source of information, you dick.
Right.
So is Google.
We're supposed to help the community here.
Yeah, sometimes the community can also help itself sometimes.
No.
So I'm gonna say, Spec, you said that you were surprised today. Punk, you said you were too. Terry, were you surprised by this?
Yeah, I was. I was surprised that was announced today. I didn't expect that to be one of the things that was announced today at all.
Yeah, I was completely surprised. So at least they
Snake
had
Eyes
this
I was not
surprise.
surprised with. But
Yeah, no.
Can
you pull up Black Genghis's comment? Pull up KJ's comment here.
Yeah. Hold on.
And I just want to address this. Some people generally don't know, and the don't ask attitude is a barrier for adding to the community. No. I'm not saying don't ask a question, but when you can simply Google it, all right? I mean, Google's been around long enough that you know how to use it. You can Google stupid fucking questions, and that was a stupid question. I'm just saying. Now,
so I don't disagree with you, but
what was the question? I'm sorry, I missed it.
the question
Ask
was,
it
why
again.
did Hasbro include a named figure with this G.I. Joe missile launcher? I thought they were only going to include troop builders with these kinds of items.
No, because listen, he came with this, right? Or he came with the HAL.
This
Yeah, he came with
is
this.
like the offering to the old heads that want nothing but OG-13, whatever.
Yeah, blame it on the 1982 line why they included this, because that's what he came with. That this is how you got Hawk.
Hayden, yeah. Check yojo.com, 3D Joes. I'm with you. And I'm sorry. It's little things like that I just snap at. I'm sorry. Like that, again, it's just There is
Well,
an easy
and
way
I
to
think
look.
that's where like the entire community thing comes in. It builds that engagement that drives the community.
Right.
People asking questions. It gives us something to talk about, because do we always like to just talk amongst ourselves with other people who already know the same shit that we know? Or do we want to talk about somebody that we can info dump on and have them think that we're total fucking nerds?
Yeah, we are nerds. Everybody has to accept that too. All right. So why didn't they throw him on a card back? I did this last year. This is a kit bash. If anybody wants to know the recipe, very easy. This is Grunt with Stalker's web gear and then Retro Duke's head.
They probably will.
Yeah, they might, but we just answered this question. The reason that Hawk is coming with this is because that's how he was originally offered in 1982. So they're going to take advantage of that and offer it again, because most of the fans that they are listening to want it like that.
Wouldn't it be crazy if they gave him retro packaging too?
That would be great. They should.
Yeah.
They should. If they want to do some fan service, or do they want to be Hasbro?
I mean, we could get some awesome AI artwork renditions of the original artwork on it.
I only accept 6 fingers on each hand. That's the way God intended it. So they also did more talk about Cold Slither today. So if you guys see the Bobby B's logo in here, you can go back on the Baldy Locks channel. We broke down this with our friend Derek, an actual musician, and he broke down all the instruments for us. But what did you guys think today? Like, I was a little disappointed we didn't get that Thunder Machine reveal. We already saw this at Toy Fair. Did you like they went into it?
I had forgotten about the Thunder Machine, because once they showed this off, that kind of said the reason why the Dreadnoks were intercepting it.
Right.
You know? So the Thunder Machine is eventually going to come. Just who knows when.
Yeah, eventually. I like that they showed off more of the packaging today. I didn't get a ton of stills from today because our topic was the pre-orders, but what about this? This single drop of a Cold Slither. They're doing a whole album. Now, this is the thing I don't get. They're doing this media push on this, but they're not like, where's the cartoon? Where's some updated like shorts? You know what I mean? Do you guys like this media push?
I just no interest. I mean, it's cool for people that want it, but I have no interest in it.
You have no interest?
I have no interest at all. I don't care.
I would be a lot more interested, and if I'm wrong, I hope they prove me wrong, but I would be a lot more interested if it wasn't some AI generated bullshit. I don't like AI generated music. There's tons and tons of musicians out there. There's tons of musicians in the G.I. Joe community alone that would have gladly made this song with real people, real instruments, and a real recording.
Well, listen, Shill Boy. When you say this, when you have this, I guess, argument, this is your stance on it.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you to say something like this? Do you have a music background?
I do.
Oh, okay. Share that with the group.
I've been writing, recording, playing music live, and been in bands for the last 20 plus years, and have played in front of thousands of people and toured different places. And
okay, so you feel like after you listen to it, you feel that it was more of a generated sound.
I do feel like it was more of a generated sound, like some of the stuff that's you'll see it popping up on YouTube here and there. It'll be a brand new song that comes into your algorithm, and there'll be like a couple of subscribers on the channel. It'll have a few thousand views, and that channel will only have a couple of videos or a couple of songs. and there's a signature sound to AI generated music. Like it doesn't sound like the vocals in particular don't sound like one voice, even one voice layered. It just sounds, I don't know, it sounds mechanical.
Well, you don't sound like a shill right now. I'll tell you that much. You're going to get kicked out of this group.
Hang on.
Change your name now.
We have to embrace AI because it's new technology and something along the lines of it's good. How's
They
that?
will be our overlords if you've
Yes.
watched any Terminator or Matrix movies.
Don't make me do what I did last time. The future of humanity.
Well, I do want to go back. I want to go back quickly, and I want to address something that Edward said. He said we probably could have 2 more figures if people didn't bitch and moan so much about Flint and CoverGirl, how Flint and CoverGirl look. And I disagree. Flint. Now, if you're talking about Flint and not Falcon, Falcon was awful, and Lenny hated Falcon. But if you're talking about Flint, Flint was done almost 3 years ago. There are new people coming into the line all the time. CoverGirl seems a little early, but people really did want the blonde version because they saw her in one episode of the cartoon. And it's a different version of her. And just like I've mentioned, like with Spider-Man, Wolverine, Batman, there's different versions of these characters. They don't always have to be either a real American. There doesn't need to be just one in the line. The fact that the original Flint is roughly 3 years old. He's what number? He's like number 32, I think. 32, I think. It's been a while since he's been out. So they did need to redo it. Hell, even it's been a while since CoverGirl was out, believe it or not.
Yeah, he's like number 26 or 27, so it shows you're not really a fan.
Yeah, 32 and 33 are the Alley Viper and Bat, and 26 and 27, I believe.
I actually like that Flint a little bit more than what I've seen of the retro. Somebody reviewed it recently. Anybody? I don't know who it was.
I don't know. It's some short piece of shit. Always shitting on people.
It's been fun. Thanks everybody for watching. I gotta go.
All right, bros.
Take care, Terry.
See you guys.
Thank God we got rid of that shill.
What a
Even
shill.
in his name.
You guys want to talk shit about him now that he's not here?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna just say I was disappointed because I wanted to see more of the accessories, right? Because it says that it comes with no less than 29 accessories, and I don't remember how many I counted when I went through, and even if you count the drum pieces individually, it was only like 12 or 13 accessories. So there's a whole shit ton more accessories. Everybody's complaining that the drum set doesn't have a stool. Well, it's probably in the accessories. Microphone and mic stand, I'm betting you, is in the accessories. I'd be willing to bet that there's an alternate head for at least Zartan with like a singing mouth. Like that's what I wanted to see, and that's what I was kind of bummed that they didn't show. I thought they were,
and they are keeping it secret. Like, I mean, I know they showed Zartan at the end, but there's no reason for them not to show the actual figures unless if they're trying to hold off. Because just like Tony said on the stream, thanks for all the messages, but we can't tell you everything. We need to keep something for the stream.
Why the frig would you keep a microphone and a drum pedestal secret? Explain that to me. Explain to me like I'm 5.
Well, you act like you're 5, so it'll be real easy. It's like every other conversation I have with you. I have a feeling that the drum seat was just an afterthought of where it was at when they put in the digital render. I hope so, because Lenny did talk about, hey, my brother's the drummer, so I talked to him about the drum set. It would be really stupid to not have it. Now, it doesn't, and before anyone says anything, it doesn't mean that they are going to put one in. I'm just hoping that they would not have overlooked something like that.
Right. Well, you know what's interesting is, can we go back to that one comment? I don't think the set is done cooking yet. They almost opened the stage and had to stop themselves. They did a little
Oh.
skit with Emily at the end.
Yeah.
And in the comments, people did not get that she was setting up a skit where they were going to do a reveal. Hey, can we do a reveal? No, no, no. And then they acted like they were sneaking in a reveal. Some of the comments were freaking off the wall, nasty comments where I'm just like, dude, have you never engaged with people before? Like,
There's a good chance I haven't.
But it speaks to the toxicity element of the collectors and every group. Star Wars is extremely toxic with a lot of their fandom. You know, like there's toxicity in all fandom. And when people start doing that and they're just looking for excuses to go after Emily for whatever reason that they can find, and some of them don't even need an excuse, that part just speaks to the toxicity element of the fandom.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So what the collector said is, I don't think the set is done cooking yet. They almost opened the stage and had to stop themselves. I disagree because these things are usually in stock and they start shipping, and SDCC is in June or July. These things are probably on the water right now on their way over. They have to be.
Yeah, and if you
these
look,
things are done.
At the Toy Fair photos, there were pictures of the open box. They just didn't have the figures in them. And
I didn't include them, but yes, you're right.
Right. And so then to go with this question, is there a stage? The box, when you open the box up, it is the stage.
Yes.
But there's not an actual stage for that.
But there's no like plastic stage.
It's done in a way where you can display it kind of open and it looks like a stage.
Gives people enough time to 3D print them and start selling them.
That's true. How about this stuff? We all knew it was coming, right? We already saw the digital renders. We got Law and Order. Did you guys place pre-orders?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I did not. I didn't order shit except for the exclusives today. And
you don't need to. I mean, they're all available.
They're all available.
But I do, and I order from multiple places. And the first one that ships it gets my money.
I don't play that game. I used to play that game, and then all of a sudden, I ordered whoever.
It's difficult.
And then I forgot to cancel it on Pulse. And Pulse you can't really return shit to. So then you're like, fuck.
And the reason why I do it is because I'm doing reviews. And obviously the earlier you get a review out, the better it normally does. So that's the only reason why I'm doing it. If I wasn't doing reviews, I would order from one place and I would just let it, and when it shows up, it shows up.
And I'm
probably from Pulse.
I'm still planning on doing reviews, but we all know I'm the biggest procrastinator. So today I was like, let me just focus on the exclusives. If I get these, I get these. I have a couple friends that travel for work, and if they see them, they'll pick them up. So, I mean, early on, I got some stuff from Japan from a coworker. So sometimes I'll get stuff early. I had heavy duty probably about 3 weeks before Bobby B, and he still beat me too. I mean, that's just how it is. I have a lot of the other things that I have to knock out. What did you guys think of these promo shots? Because I updated my Tinder profile to have this tongue sticking out.
Stupid.
I did it on Grindr too. What did you think of these pictures? They came out great.
Yeah, they look great.
Do you guys think that's Kurt Russell?
No.
Not at all?
No,
From back
no.
I wasn't seeing it at first. I can kind of see it in that middle shot now, but
Did you guys get this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What about this guy, the evil Data from Next Generation?
Lore.
I mean,
Yes,
that's what
that
I
was it.
saw right away. I wish I could zoom in on this, guys. I will figure that out for a future stream.
You cannot. At least not that I know of. The slides you can't zoom in.
Well, I'm not actually asking for a tutorial while we're streaming, Lawrence.
I didn't give you a tutorial. I just said you cannot. That's all I said.
Anyway,
God,
people in the chat,
you need a
even though-
fucking Snickers, don't you?
He's got one hiding in his beard.
I do have one somewhere in here. Anybody in the chat order this guy? I'm on the fence with this one.
Oh, I got him. I like him. I had the original, so
Okay.
So I have no connection to this figure at all. I don't even have one as of right now, like an O-ring version of it. The classified one showed up earlier today, so but I don't have the O-ring one. No, when they showed this guy off, I remember seeing him in general, and I thought, like, this is a figure that I actually like as an O-ring. I like the colors. He fits with Cobra. The blue and the orange fit well. So I was really interested. I'm still not a big fan of the cyborg face, though it is kind of growing on me.
Well, I'll tell you what. That's part of why I didn't order it. That shit creeps me out. I don't want that on my shelf. I'll do it with the helmet, but there's something about the synthetic face that.
Oh,
I don't know if I was spoiled by Small Wonder or what, but I don't.
Well, so the original.
I love Small Wonder.
Oh my god, with the tears. The original didn't have a removable helmet, and so like this was part of like the classified zhuzhing up, and I really like what they did with it, and I like that like creepy look and detail that they did in the eyeballs, and it sold it more for me actually.
Yeah, I probably like it in hand, but yeah, I'm being honest with you. That Android type of face creeps me out. I don't know why I only got 2 pictures of this guy, but did you kick off your Sunday shoes when you saw this?
I like him. I liked Footloose. I'll get him. He's another kind of basic soldier.
He's one of my favorite characters. I loved him. I love the O-ring, and he looks like the O-ring. I know everyone says that he looks like Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
And someone said, and when he was first shown off, I said he looks exactly like the O-ring, and someone was like, he looks nothing like it. I'm like, he looks exactly like the O-ring.
You know what? A lot of them actually do. Like Mutt. Remember when everybody was like, why is he making that stupid face? And then you look at the original O-ring.
Yeah,
he's making that stupid face.
Yes, he was. I mean, I stick with it's a stupid face, but that was the face that he had.
Yeah, and I do agree with you. This does look like the original Footloose. I definitely think they leaned heavy into the Pedro Pascal look.
But that O-ring one looks like it, so that's
Well, who's older, Pedro or the O-ring?
Probably Footloose.
Okay.
So because it's so classic, the only thing that disappoints me on this is that there is not a sling on the M16, because I always love the O-ring figures with the slings, and both his weapons had slings. So it's not like it's a deal breaker for me or anything. But I would have loved that, because that was always special to me. You know, Outback came with one, and I'm glad they did that with his, even though I hate it because it's so hard. It's almost too hard. But
I like this question. Is there any Kevin Bacons out there from his time in Marvel? I think there is, right? When he was in the X-Men movie.
Oh yeah.
I like where you're going with this. So you better do it before somebody else does and share it on social media, because this is actually a brilliant freaking idea. I really like that. That's funny. Very meta, right? What do you guys think of this? So we all knew another bat was coming, but This is the green trooper everybody's been talking about for the last year.
I've already seen it in hand with someone.
The green trooper. Okay.
The green.
Yeah, I've already seen it in hand. It looks really good.
Oh, okay. Now,
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen a
saw
lot.
it in hand. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
That neck, is that one piece or is it like the
No,
other
no,
neck?
it's like the Operation Monster Force, I believe. Okay, I've seen pictures of the guy that had it. I guess but no, those are supposed to be. I believe they should be two separate pieces. Unlike this guy, Big
You want me
Ben.
to highlight you? Hold on.
Well,
Hold on.
they
You
should
guys told me what to do. Ready?
It should be like Operation Monster Force. This is Big Ben. His moves everything at the neck.
Okay.
But
Those
just
I-
for that head, right?
You know what? I don't know because I don't have Big Ben next to me. But I would assume, hopefully, they're like Operation Monster Force. That's my.
Yeah, I think because it's the thing. It's you can't just swap the heads with these.
I can
guys.
find out. I
They'll-
can find out before next episode.
Yeah. Well, something that a lot of people may not be thinking about with these green troopers or God.
Did they say? Oh no, that was something else they talked about because they did mention one of the figures that you can. They said the divers that the neck peg will fit almost all the characters because God forbid they do all the same size neck peg as the characters.
Well, they made that running change somewhere in the.
No other company has, including Hasbro, another property. It should all be the same size.
Well, one thing I was thinking about, and I guess it will come down to how this neck works. One, this looks like a younger Stalker almost.
Yeah, I can see that.
Not quite the same features because I feel like Stalker looks like Delroy Lindo a little bit. But with this body and this base, you can build out the other characters that you already have if the necks fit. Do you know what I'm saying? So like you could have your snow job version as a green trooper.
Yeah, or you can just get a Tiger Force for Kondo and use that.
Right, exactly. for that. You could do that. What about
Tiger
this
Force
bad
for
boy?
Kondo. Snow job.
All right, ready? Here we go. Hold it up. Well, I even took the slides off on that one.
That looks like some Johnny Quest style.
That looks Johnny Quest with a bit of Chuck Norris.
Well, that's his face sculpt. I mean, I didn't sculpt.
No,
it.
but I know, but having it on a non-snow body.
We're all gonna act surprised when the circle makes it look even more like a.
So wait, I got a question for you. This is my last.
You must be preparing to go on with Travis later on.
Well, no, listen. This is my last slide because I did this up until 30 seconds before we started today. This Snake battle suit is still up on Pulse. Is this an indication that this didn't sell out within 8 hours? That the line is dead?
Yes, the line is totally dead.
It's dead, right?
Or it's just like the Vamp and the Trouble Bubble and whatever, the Ferret, where it's going to be an open pre-order, and then once they start shipping, it's going to immediately go to sold out.
What? Like the Vamp? So actually, I'm right on board with you. I think the same exact thing. This could be up for months, like the Vamp was. Right?
It could.
And then become a hot ticket item on the secondary.
Yes.
And what do you guys think about the price? Decent? Is it close to what you predicted?
I said it would be 100, so I'm happy.
I said it would be 80, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was 100. So
I said 75.
That's cheaper. So
I said it should have been 55. I said I'd be happy with 65. but realistically it would be 75. And I'm glad I got that right. Actually, I'm not glad I got that right. I want this to be $55.
There's no
Well, I
way.
want it to be 55 too. I want to be 25.
Well, there's no
Nope.
figure, so this is the character, right? The snake
Yeah,
armor.
but it's massive.
I think what bothers me the most about this is I think this was about $7.99 back when I was a kid, and now they want me to pay $75 for it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but the one you had as a kid had no
No.
articulation, had
That's
no.
no, it's not fair. It was like $7.99, and now they want me to spend $75.
You're not a true fan, Larry.
Well, listen, I feel like they hinted at something a little bit today. They talked a lot about the wash that they did on this because they wanted it to stand out while they were trying to sell it. Do you know what I
They
mean?
mentioned the other colors.
They mentioned the other colors. Do
Yeah.
you think? I mean, it would be dumb for us not to get the blue and the red versions, right?
I mean, I think it depends on how many of these sell, and I think that these are going to be very popular. And then, they're going to want to get their money out of the tooling and the mold for this. So, of course, it would be
Solid
obvious for
fighters.
them to. It would only make sense for them to offer it in at least one other color.
Yeah, or red as a Target exclusive, blue as a Walmart exclusive.
If they shelf a box that big, that's the.
Would it shock you if, like, the ferret, we get maybe not a Tiger Force version, but it would not shock me if in a month, once these things start shipping, that they announce the other toy exclusive, like they did with the.
They got the tooling going, so I wouldn't be overly shocked. The
Yeah.
tooling's going right now.
My
Yeah.
only concern is.
Thank you for that. I feel sexy.
We're getting hit hard and fast with a lot of stuff. So we just had the more expensive Snake Eyes with the polar bear pre-order. We just had the snake armor pre-order. We know we're going to get the Cobra Claw pre-order. We know that we're going to be getting the Ostriker pre-order. We know that we're now getting the MMS. It's just like, so we're getting slapped, or about to be getting slapped with like bigger product that costs a lot more. And it's like, they're just announcing them before even pre-orders are going up. So we know it's going to be expensive.
This was my fear too. My fear was we weren't going to get anything for the first 6 months of the year, really. And then the back half going into Christmas, we were going to get hammered. And that's exactly what they're doing right now.
Like, what was it, 2 years ago?
Was it
Yeah,
last
it
year
happened
too?
before.
Yeah.
Well, I think they really kind of fucked up with this thing. And what I mean by that is, of course, you got to go get the dog. You're going to start coughing.
I'm fucking sick. What do you want?
But yeah, I think a real missed opportunity is that polar bear is not going to fucking fit in this thing.
Wait, so
I'm selling my shit. I'm just getting out of the line.
well, it's dead. So you better sell it now before people realize this stuff is like power of the force.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Oh God, I still have a closet full of that shit.
Oh, wait, is this the last slide you have?
This is my last slide. I see that you have now coming to the stage, the lovely A Punk with Toys. Wait, how do I do it? It's not letting me do it.
You got to remove this first.
Well, you didn't say that.
I should have to
All right,
tell
can you zoom in on that?
No, this is as far as you can zoom in.
All right, well, listen, I want everybody to know that Punk has broken the HasLab for this year. This is the HasLab. Go ahead, Punk.
Okay, so I don't know if this is the HasLab, but
No, it
does
is.
look like the Mauler is in the back there. Now, mind you, Ramen Toys is already doing these, but there looks like there's one upside down next to it,
Okay.
I was going to point to it, but you guys will. So right there, looks like there's one upside down next to it. And then we have this one right here. And I don't know what Dusty's doing.
Over here, guys.
And then I noticed.
Did you guys comb the desert?
Yeah, is it his box? It has the bridge layer.
I think so. And again, so we have the bridge layer here.
Zoom
And I
in
think
more,
there's
dude.
Cobra Troopers there. Now, mind you, Ramen Toys is also doing a version of the bridge layer.
No, they're not.
That
No.
actually is a Ramen Toys bridge layer.
That
Yes,
is
Lenny-
that's
Lenny
wrong.
and Ace are actually really good friends, and they just keep that secret.
So wait,
So-
they're advertising ramen toys on their. I'm so confused.
Unofficially.
Unofficially.
So, and the reason why I point this out is there was a lot of things especially when they went to the plastic-free packaging. There was a lot of Easter eggs that we didn't think of. We're like, no way. There was a rattler in a lot of people don't have the Arctic bat, but there was a rattler in it. There was
Here, I got
a
one right here.
There was a polar bear that no one really thought anything about, right? We get a polar bear.
But
There
there were
was
the
a-
fangs.
What?
There were the fangs.
There were the fangs. Now those fangs were that was the Walmart exclusive.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
So
I got to go to
Craft
the top,
Rattler.
right?
Yep.
No,
No,
wait. There's your rattler.
Yeah, and they did it in a way where if they never produced a rattler or gave us a HasLab of it, no one thinks anything about it, right? Just
Right.
came and went. So this is really foreshadowing. Now, here's the whole thing. They could have beaten Ramen to the punch. If they do a bridge layer that is also a version of the Mauler, some of the people in this hobby would never let them hear the end of it, that they were just copying. I don't think they would do that. I don't think the bridge layer is a
Yeah, but if you don't think they would do that, right, then you're a shill.
yeah. I'm a show with
You're
toys.
supporting an evil corporation.
I
and-
am. I can
and
look
listen.
around and see.
It's been proven. It's been proven that they have supplied the evil terrorist organization of
That is
Cobra with
very
their
true.
weapons for almost 40 years now.
Yep.
Stanley, I'm just fucking around. I doubt those are ramen tags.
Yeah. No. They believe. Hasbro sent a cease and desist order to Ramen about the tank while we were at Joe Fest. Baldy, were you there when he was telling us?
I was sitting right there when it came through.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because we were all sitting together at the.
Yep.
That's when we all went to Joe Fest, but now no one wants to go but me.
I mean, I
We
want to
could get into that in another episode.
So all I'm saying is they have put stuff in the back. That's why I said if you look back, there's a SWAT in, or there's a police officer in the SWAT guy. Why can't I think of his name? Shockwave. And now we're getting the what are they called now? Like the firefighter and stuff.
Oh, the legacy.
The legacy. We're going to get a police officer. It only makes sense, right? So they put a lot of things back in there that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
The Mauler, could you do it as a HasLab? It's hard to say considering I can buy the Ramen Toys one. And if you've seen the Ramen Toys one, it's large.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Actually,
Turret comes off, 2 figures fit inside of it. You get a figure on it's nice.
okay, so Articulated Ninja just did a video on it and shows off the size and everything. And actually, I bring that up because Duarte Studios, if you guys get a chance to follow this dude on Instagram, the guy's an artist and he I wouldn't say cleaned it up because he made it old looking, but he did a really nice job on the deco on this thing. So if you want to see that ramen, tank in hand. The Articulated Ninja just put something up. But listen, I just want to say thanks to everybody for watching. My mom's about to come home, so we got to wrap this up before I get in trouble. If you're not already following the Island Viper, who may go through a name change, but the Island Viper, subscribe there. We got Toy Optics. You're on this side.
No, you gotta point the other way.
That's not true.
Okay, I don't know how you guys are looking at it because it's different.
What if I do this? And then you're on the bottom.
Toy Optics is here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys were
I'm
giving me
pointing
shit.
the
So
same way.
am I
But now
pointing-
you're pointing to nothing.
But on
I'm
my screen,
pointing
you were
right
pointing to me,
here.
and now I'm pointing to you.
I'm just
And now
saying
I'm
you're
pointing to you.
you're pointing to the chat.
I'm going to point twice to you.
Well, yeah, you're pointing to my
Well,
logo.
now you're
It's
pointing to
fine.
nothing.
Okay. All right. Listen, this is ridiculous. All right. Go follow everybody. If you become a sub, am I right? Subscriber
I love my
on
subs.
my channel, you'll be in the running for a crystal ball when in hand. How's that sound? Does that sound right?
Sounds like a shill. What?
Sure. Oh boy. All right, guys. Everybody, thanks for hanging out. And I'm just gonna, Mom, I'm on with my friends. All right, guys.
God, your mom. She's so annoying.
I know.
Every
She's so
time.
hot.